Welcome everybody to the Europe Direct Sligo information session on EYE, Erasmus for Young Entrepreneurs. We're going to tell you all about the project during this session, and we're going to talk to people who have been involved in it from both ends. We have three speakers today. We have Maria Deady from Dublin Chamber, and she's going to give us an overview of the project. Manuel Villagran from Helping Networks Ireland, who has been a host on the project, and Ellen Gunning from the Irish Academy of Public Relations, who will tell us about being a host on the project and about the participants that she worked with on EYE. So we're going to start first of all with Maria, and Maria is going to give us a brief overview of EYE. Can we ask you a few questions about it, Maria, please?
Yes, absolutely.
First of all, what is the project?
The Erasmus for Young Entrepreneurs project is an international exchange project that is between a host entrepreneur, who is someone who has a company for over 3 years, and a new entrepreneur who is a new startup or business entrepreneur who has a company for less than 3 years. What the project aim is that the new entrepreneur travels to the host in a secondary country where they learn the necessary skills to improve their business and their ideas and get the benefit of a mentor, while the host entrepreneur during the time of the exchange has an additional set of hands, gets key insights into additional foreign markets, depending on where it is, where their new entrepreneur has come from. This project is also funded in part by the European Commission. So it comes at no cost to the host entrepreneur, and the new entrepreneur is given a stipend for the duration.
Wonderful. So you have entrepreneurs meeting entrepreneurs and working with each other at different levels and in different types of organizations. Fantastic. So Miguel, you have experience as a host organization. So I'd like to ask you a bit about that. First of all, what does your organization do?
Okay, my organization is focused in helping other entrepreneurs to start a company in Ireland. At the beginning, we only works with, because I am Spanish, we works with Spanish entrepreneurs, okay, to help them how to set up a company in Ireland, or for example, how to work like a freelance in Ireland. After we provide support them. The reason that we start like a host was because it's our soul of our company. It's a good project and complementary for our tasks or our values. We collaborate with other entrepreneurs that we have an experience in Ireland. For the reason we start like a host. And also we continue with our support to other customers, not only Spanish, that they want to develop a business in Ireland.
Okay. And what kind of entrepreneurs do you work with?
For example, for my company, we look entrepreneur focus because we need support in relation social marketing or marketing in social networks. And the two entrepreneurs collaborate in the past with us, help us to have a better image of our company in LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and we focus, or we need more entrepreneur focus in marketing and also in other tasks. No, but the preference for us and our necessity at this moment is to get more present and best present in social network. We are focusing this kind of entrepreneur, and we can find. The program is good because you can find the best entrepreneur for your necessity, not only marketing. You can find for different necessities. Is adapting your business, and also the entrepreneur can find a good company for his necessities or his their project.
So really, it's very, very satisfactory for both parties. So what I'm hearing you say is that you have really found it beneficial from the point of view of digital marketing and international marketing, but with the EYE program, it really brings an international element. So you're using experience and contacts from people outside of Ireland. Would that be correct?
Yes, we can contact. Yeah, it's okay because okay, is if your company want to be international or receive knowledge from other countries or place, is the best option. It's the best option
So really,
because
you're
you
getting
will.
from the horse's mouth.
Yeah,
Sorry, I'm
yeah,
cutting
yeah,
across
yeah,
you
yeah.
there, Miguel. Really, you're getting information straight from the horse's mouth, so to speak, in that it's coming directly from that country with someone who has experience of the culture, perhaps in the country that you want to deal with or expand into.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it's okay. Yeah, it's true.
And do you have examples of, I suppose, experiences of entrepreneurs who have worked with you? You know, maybe do you have stories
Uh,
of the particular countries they've come from, or how they have got on, or what experiences they have brought to you? You've mentioned that, then what they've brought back to their own countries or their own entrepreneur projects.
Okay, for example, we have an experience, an entrepreneur comes with a project for pharmacy industry.
Hmm.
He has a very, very good profile in LinkedIn. He helped us to develop our profile in LinkedIn. We get more visibility in LinkedIn. And also, he come here in order to get financial support to their project. He get a lot of contacts here in Ireland because it's a good place to look invest in your business. And he back to Spain with a lot of contacts and dealing with have deals with pharmaceutical companies here because he's thinking his business is related to get financial support for develop a vaccine. Now he is working in Spain, continuing his project with the experience and the contact that we provide him in this market in Ireland.
Thanks, Miguel. You've given us a really good outline of the benefits both for the host company with EYE and the entrepreneur that comes along. I think the example you just gave really shows the breadth of the experience. I mean, you were talking about this person getting experience in digital marketing, in international marketing, finance, pharmaceuticals. So I can really see a breadth of options for experience on this program. So now that we've spoken about people who've participated in the program, I'm going to come back to you, Maria. Can you tell us a bit about if somebody is interested in becoming involved in this program as a young entrepreneur, wishing to travel to another country, how do they go about it?
Absolutely, that's no problem. If you are interested in becoming either a new entrepreneur, which means that you would go abroad into a different EU country for your exchange, or if you would like to become and participate as a host from Ireland and welcome in to mentor a new entrepreneur from a secondary country, you can either contact myself or Miguel, or you can look up your local representative on erasmus-entrepreneurs.eu. That will be your first port of call. And then once you have had a conversation with us, we will have a chat and we will kind of figure out countries you would be interested in either going to or having an exchange from, what kind of particular skills you would be looking for, if there's any particular industries that you would be looking for or participating within. And then also we would be looking at your motivations, what kind of your experience would be, what kind of expected outcomes you would have from this. And this goes for both new entrepreneurs and host entrepreneurs. We do this so that we have a correct and balanced exchanges between new entrepreneurs and host entrepreneurs so that it is a mutual benefit to all participants.
Okay, thanks, Maria. And the young entrepreneurs, do they need to have any particular qualifications? Or is it very much just that you match their needs and their wants with the potential host organisation? Do you look for any minimum qualification or experience?
So for new entrepreneurs, there is a requirement that they are an entrepreneur. basically. They will be asked to provide their CV. They will also be asked to provide a business plan for their planned business. So it's not just an exchange as such, that they do actually have the intent to become an entrepreneur. We don't ask for anything in particular other than, they must be aged over the age of 18, and that their entrepreneurial experience in running their own company needs to be less than 3 years.
Okay, so really they need to know what they're about, what sort of business they're looking to set up, and have a small bit of experience. They don't need to have, as you say, they can have less than 3 years. And I mean, it's clear then how that will benefit. They'll have their basics, and then by working with a host company, they really expand that knowledge. Fantastic. Well, I'm going to go across now to another host company. I'm going to talk to Ellen Gunning from the Irish Academy of Public Relations. Ellen, you have been a host organisation, and I believe from talking to you, you've had wonderful experiences as well. Can you tell us a little bit about it? Maybe first of all, can you talk to us about the culture of the Irish Academy and how you feel it really fits with this project?
The European Young Entrepreneurs fits beautifully with what we do. The Irish Academy of Public Relations basically teaches public relations, journalism, and event management courses. We teach them online, and we teach them in 6 different languages. I love saying this. So we teach them in English, French, Spanish, Russian, Polish, and Arabic through a joint venture that we have in the Middle East. The nature of my business is that it's very multicultural. So at the moment, for example, we have staff who are Irish, Belgian, German, French, American. I'm missing somebody out there. So the nature of my business is that it's a multicultural business. We trade in different languages. We benefit hugely from other cultures inputting into us. So we're constantly learning about how people do things, how we can cause offence or not cause offence in different countries, what's culturally acceptable. So the European Young Entrepreneur fits beautifully, dovetails nicely into the business that we already have.
Okay, I think that's a really interesting point about sort of that personal connection and knowing what to do personally in a cultural context. Because I would certainly think, and maybe you'd agree, that to learn these kind of skills, you really need to have one-to-one contact with people, don't you?
We would have a lot of contact one-to-one with, I would have contact with colleagues who are actually implementing programs. But all of my colleagues would have contacts at a different level. And actually, one of the most fascinating things, as a complete by the by, is lunch. We really missed this during the pandemic, because lunch in our office, I'm not a great woman for stopping now for long for lunch, but you would arrive down and you would get into the middle of this debate about whether the Italians cook the best food, and then somebody from Spain will say, no, we have paella, you have the pasta, but you don't do the best food ever. And you get these amazing discussions, and it means that the whole world virtually is sitting in our office every day, and you learn almost by osmosis. You pick things up, and the European Young Entrepreneurs have said that they've picked up a lot by being in the office as well. Just small things that people wouldn't actually tell you. Probably to immerse yourself in a culture properly, you can learn all the rules, but there are all the little nuances about how you say things or when you do things that you really can't learn unless you're working with somebody from that culture.
I think that's a really important point. It's all that informal learning that, I mean, Miguel has really clearly laid out the skills that have been exchanged. But there's all those informal skills as well that are really, really important part of, I suppose, knowing how to conduct yourself when you are setting up a business or you are developing a business. And they're really invaluable. They can't be taught from books. And I think an exchange like this is really what can do it very, very successfully for individuals and for companies. So it sounds to me like it's a win-win situation for everybody, Ellen. Would you agree with that?
It really is, and we try to set it up as a win-win. I'm very conscious of, I have a great respect for my own time, and I have a great respect for the time of people who work with me, whether that's as a European Young Entrepreneur or as staff or as an intern. And really, I spend a lot of time trying to make sure that we get the match right. And the match from my point of view is that whoever is coming in as a European Young Entrepreneur has a skill set that we need, that we will benefit from. So we very definitely get a takeaway from it. We get some service, for want of a better expression, from the European Young Entrepreneur. From their point of view, we try to make sure that what they get is very close mentoring and access to contacts. How can we help them to grow their business or to develop their business? And actually, we had probably not the outcome now that Maria would want, but we had a European Young Entrepreneur some years ago, PADAD. And just to mention that Young Entrepreneur isn't about age, it's about the number of years that you're in business. So this lady, PADAD, had been in television for 20 or 30 years. Her television, she had now been made redundant. She had fantastic video skills and she wanted to form her own business in the video area. So she came and worked with us for 3 months. She was brilliant. She made amazing videos. And I talked her through as much as I could, look at it from this point of view, try and target your business in that way. Here's a contact that you could use. And when we did that sort of final wrap up and she was leaving, I said to her, so I'm launching you back into Spain now to launch your own business. And she said, oh no, I'm definitely not launching my own business. I'm going back to look for a job with somebody. And I said to her, oh God, I failed. And she said, no, you haven't. You've actually shown me that I don't want to work as hard as you do. I don't want to juggle all of these different elements that it takes to become an entrepreneur. This was hugely valuable. You saved me years of heartache. And I thought it was a really interesting outtake because most of the people we would have worked with would go back to form their own business. Her takeaway was that that actually wasn't for her. And she learned it without forming the business and learning it the hard way effectively.
And yet she still had all those skills that you had given her, and you benefited from her skills as well. So I suppose sometimes there can be an unexpected outcome, but that doesn't mean it's the wrong outcome. There can be many different types of good ones. Were you always this enthusiastic about it, Eleanor? Were you ever resistant? I mean, did Maria approach you initially with the idea of getting involved in EYE, or how did it come about, and what was it like initially for you? For the company?
I think Maria has been whispering in your ear because the first time she said European Young Entrepreneur, I said, no, don't have time. Don't need somebody wandering around the office who doesn't know what they're doing like a headless chicken. We're all very, very busy because we're a really busy office. And she said, but that isn't what a European Young Entrepreneur is. This is somebody who is wants to be an entrepreneur themselves, who has vision, who knows how to run a business, but needs that extra help. And you can provide it. And I said, well, I'll try it once. And we'll see how it goes. I'll do a couple of interviews, and I am a raving fan ever since, because European young entrepreneurs are dynamic, they're self-starters, they have vision, they're very focused on what they want to do. So you mentioned win-win earlier. We know what we want from them. They know exactly what they want from us. They're highly intelligent. They bring new skills that we need. We hopefully enhance their skills with a different perspective and add a real world business layer. And they give us that cultural dimension. They add and enrich our business by being with us. So I think from our point of view, we would be poorer without the benefit of having European young entrepreneurs on the team.
I'm speechless. I mean, what more can I say if you're looking to promote EYE? I will ask another question, though. This time I'm going to turn back to Maria. Maria, you've spoken to us about how an entrepreneur gets involved. Is there anything else you need to tell us about if a host organisation wants to get involved in this EYE?
So for host entrepreneurs, it's very similar, the application process. You will be asked to tell us about your experience as being an entrepreneur. You will be asked to your expectations, your outcomes, your motivations for being a mentor as part of this program. As we do want to know as much information as possible about you and your company and kind of your abilities, so that we can match you with a good new entrepreneur who will be beneficial from it. Once again, it isn't about age, despite the name of Erasmus for Young Entrepreneurs. It is about that experiential entrepreneurship. So if you have over 3 years entrepreneurial experience, you can actually participate as a host. And then it's all about the mentoring side of things. You do need to have kind of a clear idea of what you want out of the program and how you plan on mentoring it, because there is quite a lot of documentation done in the background, such as commitments between you and your potential new entrepreneur, which states very clearly like the work plan for the length of the exchange. I'm just going to say here that I haven't mentioned it before, but the length of exchange is anywhere between 1 and 6 months maximum. So if you are planning on a 4-month exchange, you need to have that plan for how you will work out that time between both of you, and that will be asked to say what you expect the new entrepreneur to do, within that month time frame and what you expect the host entrepreneur to do within that time frame. And it can be things like, oh, well, during this time frame we plan on working here, we're working on a grant proposal, or we're working on something to improve our own company, and then we will be meeting with stakeholders, and that will be a very good experience for the new entrepreneur. And then it will be all of these things will be joined and taken into account.
You mentioned, Maria, that the host organisation is expected to mentor the young entrepreneur. What kind of supports are available for that? Say if an organisation has no experience of mentoring an entrepreneur previously.
So how the program works is that there are intermediary organisations in each participating country, which is what myself and Miguel's role would be in the AYE program. So if you as a host entrepreneur are new coming into this and you are unsure as to how to mentor someone, myself and Miguel in Ireland are absolutely open to assist in any way, shape or form. We can have the initial conversations with you before you even plan on taking on a new entrepreneur, and we can discuss kind of what your role will be, how you go about mentoring. It can be absolute minimal. You don't need any formal training in how to become a mentor. Some of the information that the new entrepreneurs will be asking for you will be absolutely just your day-to-day running of the business. It can be, how do I do financial accounts? How do I improve my business plan? How do I network with people? How do I speak to stakeholders? So it's not necessarily they're asking you for direct mentoring. Sometimes it can be very specific questions, but it's all things that you already know as a host and as an entrepreneur, but you might not realize you already know it.
Very good. Sometimes a lot of the work we do, we just take for granted. And then it's when somebody comes in from the outside who realize what we are actually doing. And I think it's wonderful then that we can impart that knowledge to the entrepreneurs that are coming in. Miguel, you are also a sort of a local point contact for host organisations. Isn't that right? Such was your enthusiasm for being a host organisation. You now help recruit other host organisations the way Maria just mentioned. Is that correct?
Yes. I want to say thanks to Maria and to Dublin Chamber, because at the beginning, when we started the program like a host, we received a lot of support, and we have a good relation with them. And finally, when we finished the like a host during 2 years, we decided to go to the next step. Now we are like a Dublin Chamber. We collaborate, Maria and our organization. We do the same. We try to give our support to us, to all the host company who want to participate in the program, because we believe in the program. Before we have the experience like a host, and after we receive a apply from the Santiago Chamber in Spain in order to be a local point. And we think about it, and we thought, okay, it's a good opportunity, because we can share more our experience with other hosts and help them to start in the program. Now we only have a positive incomes from the program, because, and also now if your company want to be or to have international selling or go to the international market, the best option is to get or to receive entrepreneurs from all different countries with more knowledge, and is a good opportunity. Then we are happy. We are happy with the program.
Thanks, Miguel. Well, I'm seeing a lot of happy faces here today from the experience of this program. So I'm just going to do a quick one round. Any final word from anybody? I'll go over to you, Ellen. Any final comments?
I'm just thinking, to pull together the threads from my point of view, there are 3 things I think you need if you're going to host an entrepreneur. One is the plan that Maria mentioned. You need to have a really good, clear vision of what they need from you and what you need from them. The second is, from my point of view, I have a structure that I work to. So there are things like confidentiality agreements that they need to sign. From my point of view, I like the entrepreneur to tic-tac every day. And tic-tac could be a quick email. It's just, here's where I'm at, this is what I'm doing. And we meet once a week. So it's a structure on how you both interlink with each other, because they're coming into a busy business. So you've got to make sure that they get a lot from it. And the third is somebody like Maria or Miguel, because in our case it's Maria, and it's just that go-to person that you can send a quick email to and say, is this right? What about this? Could I do that? And it's a huge support. You don't need it very much, but when you need it, they're there, like the cavalry coming in behind you and saying, all will be well. We'll get to the bottom of this. We'll find you a new EYE, or we'll find you whatever. And they're there as a support. So I think those three elements, a clear plan, a plan for how to interlink with the entrepreneur, and making sure that you have a good relationship with Dublin Chamber or whoever is your liaison officer.
Lovely. So planning, preparation, structure and support are sort of key to the success. Miguel, any final comment from yourself?
No, but I am agree with because it's the most important, and also now is very important. Okay, because the situation is by the COVID, we have a new situation for all. Our organization and Maria, we can help in order to help when the entrepreneurs come here, and also for the host. It's the only specific, but is true that the other thing she said before, I completely agree.
Lovely. Thanks, Miguel. And Maria, any final words to potential hosts or EYE participants?
Just that we are always on hand as intermediary organisations. We are here to help at any stage, and that can be, we can either help hosts or new entrepreneurs. And if you are a host in Ireland and you are having issues, or you are unsure as how to proceed with your new entrepreneur, or indeed if your new entrepreneur has arrived in Ireland and isn't sure how to get around in Ireland, we are also here to help any of those entrepreneurs as well. So we are here on hand for everybody. In earlier times, we would also actually go around to the host organizations and check in physically with both the new entrepreneur and host entrepreneur to make sure everyone is, doing well and, getting on well. Obviously, in current times, it's slightly different, but exchanges are still ongoing, in line with the government and health and safety regulations ongoing. But yeah, things are still going well, and we are here at all stages. And if you are interested in having a chat, be it as a new entrepreneur or as a host entrepreneur, please do not hesitate to contact us. Both myself and Miguel are very happy to assist in any way, shape or form.
Okay, thank you, Maria. And the details of how to contact Maria and Miguel will be on the Europe Direct Sligo website. And below me now, you should see the web address coming up for that, so you can find more details there. So I'd just like to say thank you on behalf of Europe Direct Sligo to our three speakers today: Maria Deady from Dublin Chamber, Manuel Villagran from Helping Networks, and Ellen Gulling from the Irish Academy of Public Relations. Thank you very much to all of you, and best of luck with your future projects with entrepreneurs. Thank you.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.